Hey guys, welcome back to the Sal Pitera channel. Now, about a week and a half ago, I uploaded a video because a federal judge in Miami threatened to prevent Carnival cruise lines from docking here in the United States. And boy, did that video go viral, and we had lots of opinions down in the comments. So we're going to be back to talk about that right after this. Hey guys, welcome back. Now before we begin, as always, if you're new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Click the little bell notification. That will let you know whenever we upload new videos to YouTube, and it's 100% free. Now YouTube also added something else to our channel. It is a join membership. It has nothing to do with the videos. Our videos will always be free for you. But if you like our channel and you want to support our channel financially and you'd like us to make even more videos, there is a join button. It's $4.99 per month. And with that, we're going to give away one live chat stream each month just to those people who decided to support our channel financially. Again, you absolutely don't have to do that. All the videos I upload are 100% free, and I appreciate your support just by watching. Now let's talk about the video that we uploaded last week. Now I'm not going to get too far into it. If you missed that video, you can click up above. I'll put the link right up there and you can go back and take a look at that video. So in a nutshell, what happened is Carnival a few years back was put on probation because one of their ships in the Princess Cruise Lines was caught dumping just off the coast of Alaska. Now, about a month ago, a federal judge in Miami said that Carnival Cruise Lines is violating their probation. She believes some things are still going overboard. Nothing's been proven yet, and there is a hearing that's going to come up in June. But she did say that she had a good mind after the hearing, which she is making the president of the company come to, that she has a good mind to close the United States ports to Carnival ships. Now, after I posted my opinion on it, and I'm going to get into my opinion in a second, I got a lot of heat down in the comments on my channel. Everything from saying I'm just a company man to the hatred for Carnival that some people have, and that Carnival should just absolutely be shutting down because we value our waterways over top of profits. And let me try to go briefly into my opinion on that. First of all, in my video last time, I absolutely positively did not say that people should not be held accountable for dumping into our oceans. I cruise regularly. Carnival is in the business of using our waterways to make a profit. There's no doubt about it that if Carnival is dumping in the waterways, in the oceans, in the rivers, wherever they happen to sail, I'm here to tell you I am 150% against it, and people should pay a huge, stiff penalty. Now, what I mean by that is I'm going to say the same thing first before I begin that I said last week. Carnival, if you're watching my video, and I know you guys watch, clean up your act. We depend on these waterways. There's no excuse for anything going overboard or anything being dumped into our oceans. That being said, I don't think closing Carnival down, which essentially, in my opinion, is what would happen if you prevented them from porting and picking up passengers here in the United States, is the answer. I think the answer is find those people who are actually making the decisions to dump, or the people, and frankly, the people who are actually doing the dumping, and hold them personally accountable. Give them personally huge fines and even jail time. Make it known that you can't do this in our oceans anymore. I'm also for giving Carnival Cruise Lines, the company I love, a huge fine. And when I say fine, I mean make it so much that maybe it prevents them from doing business or building a ship next year. Give them a fine that hurts enough to let them know that we're not playing around no more. Now, why do I think the judge went a little overboard by saying, hey, we're going to stop you from porting in the United States? Well, we're going to take a look at some statistics of what would happen if that actually happened. Now, again, these are statistics that I found online on some legitimate website, like some of it on Carnival's site, some of it on the Cruise Line Industry of America site, and different reliable sources on the internet. But the numbers I'm going to use are actually going to be low numbers, because even at low numbers, I want you to see the impact that this would have on the global economy. So let's start with economy here right in the United States. A lot of people in the comments on my last video said it's really not going to hurt America because these ships fly their flags under other countries, and those countries, because they do that, they don't pay taxes here in the United States. Well, let's talk about that a little because it's true and very not true at the same time. Okay, so Carnival has about 120,000 employees who cater to their 11.5 million passengers that travel on board their ships. Now, going into this, what you have to remember is that when we use the term dumping, it's not like everybody on board the ship is going and throwing things off the ship. We're talking about one or two people that have made the decision to do this or executed it. The rest of these people have nothing to do with dumping anything into our oceans, and this is just a job and the way that they support their families. So now we're going to talk about the economic impact of one or two people if we close down Carnival and how it would affect so many people that have absolutely nothing to do with dumping. So of those 120,000 employees, most people think they all live and work on board the ship, and that is absolutely not true. You got about 20% of those employees who work right here in the good old USA. Everything from reservation specialists, group specialists, the people who plan your shows, they all work right here in the United States, and they pay their income tax, they pay taxes while they're out and about, and support their family. So you're looking at roughly about 19,200 families that would immediately lose an income if Carnival will go under tomorrow. That leaves 96,000 people more that work on board the cruise ship. And granted, a lot of those people, and I'd venture to say even most of those people, are not United States citizens, so they don't pay United States income tax. However, they are still citizens of the world. And if you've cruised before, you know that most of these people that work on board a cruise ship, many of them come from countries that, well, quite frankly, aren't as well off as America. And most of the people I run into take that paycheck and they send it home. They don't spend it out frivolously. Every week they work 15 to 20 hours a day and send their entire paycheck home so that their families can have an income in some underdeveloped countries. And, well, I'll take that for what it's worth. That's 96,000 more families that have absolutely nothing to do with dumping that would be devastated because Carnival were to shut down. So let's tap into that a little further. Let's look at the total American revenue, what would really be lost if Carnival were to shut down tomorrow. What a lot of people don't think about is not just the revenue from the actual cost of the ships doing business. If you go to the terminal when the ship comes into port, when it reloads people, it's also reloading all of the food and beverages and furniture and anything that cruise is going to need for the week right here in the good old United States. All of that food is paid taxes for. It's grown right here by our farmers. It's trucked to the port by our truckers. And really, it's a huge economy in itself. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at 80 ships and what you would find loaded onto those 80 ships every single week as they hit the docks in the United States. I mean, the economy in the United States, just the farmers and trucking industry alone, would absolutely be devastating. You're talking about like a city's worth of food just suddenly not being bought and sold anymore. Can you imagine all of the farmers that were losing out simply because somebody on a ship was dumping something that had nothing to do with them whatsoever? Again, I'm not saying don't punish anybody. I'm saying punish the people who actually did it. Now, let's take another look at something else completely. One other thing that we have to look at is let's think about all of the ports that these ships pull into. And for this map purpose, we're just going to look at the Caribbean ports, but there's ports all over the globe that absolutely depend on these Carnival ships pulling into it, literally for their entire economy. If the ships don't come in even for one day, you find people don't eat that day in a lot of these places. Let alone if the ships were to just stop coming, you would talk about economies that are totally and completely devastated. So again, I say, I'm not trying to say that people shouldn't be punished for dumping. It's a horrible thing. Carnival makes its living on these waterways, and if they did this, should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. What I am saying is the people that made those decisions, the people who actually did the dumping, those are the people who should be punished. They should be punished hard. But the rest of the people, the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who depend on these cruise ships to feed their families, who for them, it's a job just like the job you go to every week, how do you tell them that suddenly their paycheck has stopped because of something that has absolutely nothing to do with them? Now, here's another way to look at it, if you really disagree still with what I'm saying. How would you feel if tomorrow morning the federal judge said that you, yes, you, because you had nothing to do with the dumping either, that you were now unemployed starting tomorrow morning? By the way, not just you, everybody in the town that you lived in as well, because again, they didn't have anything to do with it either. Then we take 50 of your closest relatives, they're completely unemployed tomorrow morning, and everybody in the towns that they live in as well, and boom, suddenly all of you have absolutely no paycheck and no way to feed your family. Well, that sounds kind of odd, but that is literally what you're asking all of these other people who had nothing to do with dumping, who make their living from the cruise line, to do because someone else had bad behavior. Let me know what you think. I love listening to you down in the comments. Again, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on the next video.